Singhal, let me quickly go across to Dr. Subramaniam Swamy, who's very kindly joined us. Sir, my question to you would be, first of all, what is your reaction to the judgment, the 50-50 split that came in today with the chairman of TDSAT saying that the company doesn't get enough time and it was all the DOT's fault, while the other member, Mr. Rastogi, said it's downright illegal. What are your opinions on this?
Well, I'm surprised that, there should be a 50-50 split on this. I agree with Dr. Singhal, who has put it very clearly. In fact, I think this whole problem of the telecom sector has been all these kinds of interlocking arrangements that they have. For example, the CDMA and then the open UASL license, their conversion. That was one big scandal. Now this present one is another scandal. I think Mr. Singhal has put it very, very succinctly, and I agree with him.
Right. One more quick question, sir. Let me throw towards you. Is there, do you think, in your opinion, a divergence of views at the top? And I'm talking top policymakers, the top level. There have been some media reports saying that the telecom minister is not really, his views are not really in consonance with some members at the top, including the PMO. Would you say, even Sharad Pawar has hung up on sort of the EGOM as well. Do you think that politicians and bureaucrats are sort of hedging before taking crucial calls for the sunshine sector, so-called sunshine sector of the Indian economy?
Well, I always thought that Kapil Sibal was the wrong minister for the telecom in the ministry because he has, from day one, said all kinds of things which he can't sustain, including that the loss in the 2G low pricing of 2001 prices was zero, and it flew in the face of everything that we knew. So I think there is a lack of leadership, and I think in the case of Mr. Sibal, he's overloaded. He's ill-equipped to deal with such a technical department as the DOT, and he has to deal with the human resources also.
Right, sir.
And certainly, politicians are not giving any lead because everybody's playing safe.
I'd request you, Dr. Swamy, to stay with us for just a couple of more minutes. So, Arun Prabhakar is in the studio. We'll come back to you. Mr. Prabhakar, the Department of Telecom has issued a fresh notice to telcos. This is going to hit the telcos hard, given that intra-circle 3G roaming has been declared, well, illegal. How is it going to affect the companies in the near term?
Before that one, I'll just like to explain the difference between inter-circle roaming and intra-circle
Intra-circle roaming, yes.
Inter-circle roaming is that wherever you don't have a license and your customer of one service area goes to another service area, so is able to get the service, you get hooked onto the other operator. The orders for intra-circle roaming was issued when 2008 licenses were issued, and at that time it would take time to build up the network. So those who have got license there, those they keep on setting the network, meet their rollout obligation. Till they meet the rollout obligation, their customer acquired by them can hook on to the other network wherever their towers are not installed.
They have mutual agreement pacts.
Now, but here now let us see in 3G. UASL license has specifically mentioned about 800, 900, 800 megahertz frequencies, utilization of those one. So within that one, if one operator goes for inter-circle roaming with the other one, because he has got a license there, he can acquire customer against his license and then go ahead with inter-circle roaming. Their license has been modified with permission to use 2100 megahertz network frequency for providing 3G services.
But coming back to the question, sir, do you think in the short term, in the near term, this is not going to help telcos, a sector which is already under a cloud of a scandal, as well as some people say that apparent mismanagement by the regulator and the department in charge? How is it going to affect companies, big companies, the big three, Vodafone, Bharti and Idea? Is it going to hit them hard?
See, it is definitely going to hit them because they have said they are going to provide seamless all India service. And in this, if it is Mr. Rastogi's aspect is taken into consideration, they cannot go in for that one. That means where they do not have a 3G license, they will not be able to provide the service. It will hit to that extent that they will not be able to acquire fresh customers. So important point is they will not be able to acquire fresh customers, but they will be able to give the service to the customers of their other service areas to this one.
Right.
So to that extent, I personally feel it will not affect them much. And important is that one who has got 5 megahertz, he will be able to utilize it, able to acquire the customers and when loading starts, he'll be able to give them a good
Fair
service.
point, fair point. So let me get Ravi into the conversation now. Ravi, as we stand currently, legally speaking, telecom operators, especially ones like Bharti, Vodafone and Idea Cellular, will continue to provide 3G services under the Mutual Agreements Pact, even if it is deemed illegal, because they have to receive further directions from the DOT. They haven't got that yet, but it will have longer term repercussions, won't it?
Certainly. See, the whole bedrock of cellular telephony all over the world is roaming, national roaming, international roaming. And regulators all over the world have held that that there cannot be undue restrictions on roaming. You cannot impose artificial or unreasonable barriers on roaming. And this is a kind of international common law that has come in from various regulators and courts all over the world. So certainly I think this what Mr. Rastogi's arguments are certainly anti-consumer, and it also flies in the face of what is the generally accepted practice all over the world. Now, really you can kind of work out a revenue share in roaming is really what regulators look into, but you really cannot put in arbitrary barriers or restrictions on roaming, because that goes against the whole, against the whole basis on what cellular telephony is about.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Singhal, coming to you quickly, before I go to Dr. Subramanian Swamy, do you agree with Dr. Swamy when he said there is a divergence of views at the top? We mentioned, of course, some reports in the media which suggest that there is a policy disconnect between the PMO and the minister in charge. Do you think that is also why policy indecision has become such an issue? Because there is a disconnect at the top?
See, DOT is supposed to be providing connectivity. And what we see is a complete, what I would say, disconnects. So it's a joke, you know. Rather than connecting, you are disconnecting people. As a matter of fact, Mr. Sibal himself has said that I want to remove this roaming business. He is contradicting himself. On one side, he wants to remove the roaming business. He wants to remove the roaming charges. On the other side, he's saying, please don't have 3G roaming. It's completely anti-consumer. I fail to understand. There are disconnects and disconnects and disconnects.
Right.
Where is the connectivity? It's completely anti-consumer. It's under the same license when the intra-circle roaming has been allowed. Why, when it's an extension under the same license, it's a 3G spectrum, why roaming should not be allowed?
Right.
It should be allowed.
Right.
I think somebody's got it wrong. I think somebody doesn't understand what telecom is all about.
Right. We'll take your points and we'll go quickly across to Dr. Subramanian Swamy, who's still with us. Not to be too speculative, Dr. Swamy, but how high is the chance that the government does accelerate another round of 3G auctions post this split verdict? It could potentially be a quick windfall for the government. So the government really turns out to be the big winner post this verdict. Would you say that's correct?
Well, the government is definitely looking for resources. They are in a very tight situation budget-wise, and these are the kinds of things that are being speculated within the government. And I wouldn't be surprised if what you just suggest is what they're going to do.
So you think there is a high chance of that acceleration in another round of 3G auctions could happen?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Let me add that 3G will be meaningless without roaming. It will be a ridiculous thing if you try to prevent that happening.